everyone. I'm Khushbu Malviya, Assistant Professor in Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College at Ghaziabad. Uh, Previously, we discussed types of operating system. In these slides, we also discuss further types of operating system. So let's start. So here we discuss network operating system. Okay, so number of devices like computer, laptop, PCs, and printer and other hard drives. All devices are connected to the each other through the network. And once uh, server which is centralized, which control all these devices. Okay, in network operating system. So, NOS is abbreviation of Network Operating System. Is an operating system that exists to allow computer to communicate and share resources over a network, almost like the backbone of networking, ensuring that different type of devices like computer, printers, and even servers can always connected and interact seamlessly. Advantage of network operating system. Since network applications are split between the client and the servers, this minimizes the total number of communicators on the network, thus increasing performance. NOS grants centralized control of over a data, security, and resource management. That means the administrations may easily manage and large network because our all centralizing on single server. So management and administration is easy. Scaling of the system can be made easily in terms of organization, growth. Easily new clients of servers can be added without reconfiguration the system. So all the network is connected to the central devices. So easily new devices are connected and detach is easily all the work. It share resource like printer, files and application which reduce hardware and software redundancy. So here is the disadvantage of network operating system. If one node or server fail, it affect the whole system and network function will be interrupted. Hence, reliability is important. Security need to be robust so that unauthorized access is restricted. Complex security measurement demand constant monitoring and updating. The skilled network administrator involved. So this types of operating system is managed by a skilled network administrator, which having the knowledge of networking, how all the devices are connected to each other, how data is flowing, when interrupt is occurring in any devices. So skill administration management is required here. How the problem is solved. System performance, security configuration, and troubleshootings. When the network size is too large and traffic is heavy, it degrades with time. It's not monitored and maintained, which is constantly demanding attention. So this types of network operating system is constantly demanding attention. So if network size is too large and heavy traffic, so performance is degraded. Another type of operating system is real-time operating system. A real-time operating system is a system that need to be completed under very strict time constraint. In such a system, each task has a clear deadline falling to achieve completion by that deadline. So means in the task is performed in complete deadline. Real time operating system. Real time system are widely used in areas where timing is the issue. For example, the manufacturing of the medical equipment. है ना? If you want to use any medical devices, so in this era, real-time operating system is used. Automotive controls, when you are using brake system in your car, so real-time operating system is used. Or even industrial automation. For instance, an anti-lock braking system ABS in car. The response must come in millisecond in order to assure safety. So if you want to safety, then here is real-time operating system is used in your car. Suppose in real-time operating system is not used. So what happened? You may face some accident. Okay. So this type of system like in aeroplane, a real-time operating system is used. A medical equipment in medical area, all devices, all machines are real-time operating system. They are check heartbeat. If a device which check heartbeats, so they give real-time status of your heartbeats for your life saving. So real-time operating system is this type. There are two types of real-time operating system: hard real-time operating system and soft real-time system. In hard real-time operating system, it is absolutely impossible to fail to meet a deadline. Means in hard real-time, you have to complete, a machine has to complete a task in a particular deadline. No any relaxation in consent in any time delay. Okay, the consequences of missing a deadline may be disaster, even falling the system or loss of your life. Example: flight navigation and control aircraft, medical devices like pacemaker, which I discussed to you, like heartbeats. It is required that strict guarantees be established so that the job will definitely be executed on time. Failure can be very disastrous. Second is soft real-time operating system. In this system, so time, some relaxation are given in time. In this system, time occasional missed deadline may not result in catastrophic failure, but can degrade the performance. Performance is degraded, but not so much failure like मतलब life, किसी की life मतलब कि वो हो जाए. Okay, so degradation is continuous in performance or usability of the system. Example: video streaming. Occasional delay or buffering are acceptable. In video streaming, is time is real time operating system is soft, no meet of deadline. Then no any disaster is happen, not any life or will be sacrificed. Okay, and online transaction system like bank ATMs where a slight delay are tolerable. So in software time operating system, time is delays for some time, but in hard real time operating system, time is strict. Advantage of real time operating system: in real time operating system are quite easy to design, develop and implement under a real operation system. Maximum utilization of devices and system in real-time operating system, fast response to events, high reliability in the performance of time-critical operations, strict scheduling ensure the predictable execution of tasks. And also some real-time operating system having some disadvantage. So what the disadvantage? Real-time operating system are very expensive to design. So suppose you suppose missiles launchers, okay, rocket. So design of real-time operating system are very expensive in in crores. Okay, real-time operating system are very resource intensive and consume critical CPU cycles. Less multitasking support, lack adaptability to new functions. At a time, it demands specific hardware. Distributed operating system. A distributed operating system is one in which several computer systems connected through a single communication channel. Okay. Moreover, this system have their individual processor and memory. Furthermore, this processor communicated through high-speed buses or telephone lines. So here the architecture of the distributed operating system. This is the communication network and this all the devices, CPU, all the devices having memory and disk, secondary memory and primary memory. All these devices through a channel which calls communication network in distributed operating system. So types of operating system. Distributed operating system is further classified in other types like client server system and peer-to-peer system. In this system, the client requests the server for a resource. On the other hand, the server provides this resource to the client. One client contact only a single server at a time, whereas a single server can deal with multiple clients simultaneously. The clients and server connected through a computer network in the system. So client servers in client system server system, client requests to any job and server give response to him. Peer to Second one is peer to peer system. In the system, the nodes play an important role. All the work equally divide among the nodes. Furthermore, these nodes can share data or resource as per the requirement. Again, they require a network to connect. So peer-to-peer, in peer-to-peer connection, here we can see here from the example diagram, peer-to-peer connection. All the devices are connected through the network, but each devices are connected to the each device. It's make a mesh topology. Like this devices is connected to this one and this one. So in this type, all the devices are connected to the each other in peer-to-peer architecture. Okay, but in client-server architecture, one server in middle and all these devices are connected to the this server in client-server architecture. Okay. So example of distributed operating system like AIX operating system for IBM RS6000 computers, Solaris operating system for Sun multiprocessing workstation, Mac OS is a multitasking and multi-threading Unix compatible operating system. These are the example of distributed operating system. So here the advantage of distributed operating system and disadvantage. So let me discuss. The load on the system decrease because all the system are connected through each other by a cable. So load of workload is shareable to all the devices. So load of the system decreases because the number of devices are connected to each other and devices is more. If one system is stopped, it will not affect the other. Okay, the system share a workload that makes calculation easy. The size of the system can be set according to the requirement. So size of the system can be set according to the requirement. जैसे जैसे requirement होगी वैसे वैसे हम systems को एक दूसरे से connected करते चले जाएंगे. Disadvantage of the distributed operating system. The cost for setup in more. So here are number of devices connected to each other via cable. So if we want to connect 1,000 system to each other, we have to cost setup like a cable and internet facility and the number of things. Okay, failure of the main system will affect the whole system. In distributed operating system, all devices are connected to the main server. If main server is failed, then whole system is failed. Okay, programming is complex, so that type of system is needed more programming. Now second is multi-user operating system. A multi-user operating system, multi-user, as a name suggests, multi-user. So here number of users are accessing this operating system. A multi-user operating system is an operating system that permits several users to access a single system running to a single operating system. Means a single operating system can be accessed by several users. These systems are frequently quite complex and they must manage tasks that the various user connected to the require. User will usually sit at a terminal or a computer connected to the system via network and other system machine like a printer. A multi-user operating system varies from a connected single user operating system in each user access the same operating system from different machine. So this is operating system and these devices are connected to the user, multi-user operating system. Okay, multi-users are using this type of operating system. Types of multi-user operating system. So I discussed earlier distributed system, okay, multi-process system, time slice system. So this type of operating system is multi-user operating system. Example of multi-user multitasking operating system include Linux, Mac OS and Windows, all versions since Windows XP. These systems allow multi-users to access and run multiple applications currently. This type, we are using Windows most, okay. Linux and Mac OS. Windows operating system is generally using every student use and mostly use operating system is 90% of Windows operating system are using. And for safety purpose, we using Linux operating system. In any organization like DRDO, ISRO, Linux operating system is most used for safety purpose. So this system allow multiple user to access and run multiple application concurrently. So these are provide multi-programming era to us. Now second is multi-threading operating system. We discussed number of operating system and here we are discuss multi-threading operating system. So first we have to know about what is thread. In a process, a thread is a flow of execution through the process code with its own program counter. A thread is having its own program counter that keep track of which instruction to execute next. System register, which holds its current working. System register, which hold its current working variable, and a stack, which contain the execution history. A thread share with its peer thread few information like code segment, data segment, and open files. When one thread alert a code segment memory item, all other threads see that. If thread is also called a lightweight process, thread provide a way to improve application performance through parallelism, because we want to run our program in the parallelism manner. So thread is a lightweight process, and thread is provide a way to improve application performance. So here the diagram, single process with single thread and single process with three thread. Here single process and single thread. Here your code, single thread. This is the kernel area, register, counter, stack, data and files here. And in single process with three thread, here the code where first thread, second thread and third that deal with this. Each thread having register, counter, stack, register, counter, stack, register, counter, stack, which are giving the information which next thread is executed, which thread is executed now, and now next which thread have to execute it. So here is the difference between process and threads. See, thread is a lightweight, lesser resource than a process. Lightweight process is thread, but process is a heavyweight or resource intensive. Okay, process is a heavyweight and thread is a light. Process resource intensive, they need to lots of resources, but thread is a lesser resource than a process. Process switching needs interaction with operating system. Thread switching does not need to interact with operating system. Okay, here when process switching from one RAM to secondary memory, primary memory, they need interaction of operating system. But in thread switching does not need the interaction with operating system. Okay, executes the same code but has its own memory and file resources. All threads can share same sets of open files, child processes. No other process can execute until the first process is unblocked. Okay, no other process can execute until the first process is unblocked. When one process is continue running in CPU, so other process can't run. Okay, but while one thread is blocked, and waiting, a second thread is in the same task can run. Threads are run if one thread is blocked. Multiple processes without using thread use more resources. Multiple processes without using threads are uses more resources. Multiple threads process use fewer resources. Here threads are using resources but fewer compared to the process. Process operates independently of the other. All processes are independently operated in the operating system. But one thread can read, write or change another thread data. Thread can change another thread's data, can update data. Okay, but processes in operating system are executed in independently manner. No any process can interrupt to the any process. All process having a separately execution area. Okay, so here is the multi-threading model. In previous we here we read about single thread. Okay, here is multi-threading model. Multi-threading allow the application to divide its task in individual threads. In multi-thread, the same process or task can be done by the number of thread. Single task can be done by a multiple number of thread. Or we can say that there is a more than one thread to perform the task in multi-threading. If you want to perform any task, then it can be executed by a multi-thread. With the use of multi-threading, multitasking can be achieved. If multiple threads are doing our task, so multitasking can be achieved. So here is one process, multiple threads, multiple process, multiple. So see here, one process and threads are multiple. Here is multiple process and threads are multiple. So multiple process, multiple threads, one process, multiple threads. The main drawback of a single threading system is that only one task can be performed at a time. In a single threading system, only one task can be performed at a one time. So to overcome the drawback of this single threading, there is a multi-threading that allows multiple tasks to be performed. So in above example, client 1, client 2 and client 3 are accessing the web server without any waiting. Here number of client, okay, without waiting, they are accessing web server. In multi-threading, several tasks can run at the same time. So here see, number of client are at the same times are using web server. Here time and threads, okay, thread 1, thread 2, thread 3. Here the diagram show how threads are working. So in an operating system, threads are divided into the user level thread and kernel level thread. User level thread handle independent from above the kernel and thereby managed without any kernel support. User level thread are managed by without any help of kernel support. But kernel level thread, operating system manage thread acting on a kernel and operating system code. On the opposite hand, the operating system directly manage the kernel level thread. So here here I discussed kernel space and user space. Okay, number of CPU are here. So kernel space. Difference between user level and kernel level thread. User level thread and kernel level threads. User level thread are faster to create and manage. Kernel level thread are slower to create and manage because kernel level thread is managed by operating system and user level thread are managed by without operating system. Okay, user level thread implement is by a thread library at the user level. Operation system support creation of kernel thread. User level thread is generic and can run only on any operating system, but kernel level thread is specific to the operating system. It is specific for a particular operating system. Okay, multi-threaded application cannot take advantage of multiprocessing, but kernel routines themselves can be multi-threaded. So here the multi-threading models, this we can discuss in further lecture. Okay, thank you.